Asante Sana Orden, that means thank you. And another Swahili phrase we say around here is Twende. That means let's go. Well, travel everyone, good morning. Good morning. My name is Audrey. I will be your safari tour guide as we venture out on the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. Before we get started, I do have just a few important safety reminders. Now, please make sure you are fully seated at all times, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the truck at all times. Feel free to take pictures or videos, that's fine, just please hold on tightly to all of your personal belongings, as this is a bumpy ride, a very bumpy ride, and if you drop anything off of this truck, I cannot stop to retrieve it, so please hold on tightly. Please do not make any really loud noises like shouting, clapping, snapping, whistling noises directed at the animals. Please do not eat or drink anything except for water for the safety of our animals, and of course no smoking and no vaping. Keep in mind we're heading into the habitats and homes of these animals, so let's be gracious guests in their homes. And once again, just make sure everyone is fully seated at all times. I believe that covers everything, so now we're just waiting for the all clear to head into the reserve. If you haven't noticed already, above your heads, you're going to see that lovely animal spotting guide. That'll help you identify some of the animals we'll see out there. I can't guarantee we're going to see all of them, but we'll do our best to find as many as we can. Alright, when that light is glowing, it's time to get going. So Twende, let's go. We are first heading into the Little Aturi Forest. This forest is home to several shy and reclusive forest creatures, many of whom rely on camouflage as their #1 form of defense against predators, whereas creatures on the savanna and open grasslands, they tend to rely more on their speed and agility. Alright, so getting us started up there to our right up on the Hillyard, I see that okapi. Okapi are commonly mistaken to be relatives of the zebra because they have those stripes on their legs, when they're actually the closest known relatives of the giraffe. And we know that from the very similar skull structure the okapi share with the giraffe. Alright, so up there on our right, I see a couple of bongos up here on our right. Bongos are a type of antelope that are commonly referred to as the ghosts of the forest. The ghosts of the forest. And that's because they love to hide and they're rarely seen in the wild, the bongos. Unfortunately, a lot of the animals here in the forest, they do suffer from habitat loss as a result of deforestation. But one way you can help prevent that in the future is by recycling your paper products and using paper made from recycled materials. Welcome to the Safi River. We're being greeted by these pink-backed pelicans down there on the right. Pink-backed pelicans like to, they get their name from their pink coloration that appears on their skin during mating season. It's like they're blushing. They're one of the smaller types of pelican, but they have a really wide wingspan. They can really stretch to be up to 9 feet wide. Oh, look over here to our left. You're going to see those Nile hippos in the water down here to our left. Nile hippos, they like to spend the majority of the daytime submerged in the water, mostly to help protect their sensitive skin from the sun. At nighttime, hippos are generally much more active on dry land. A group of hippos is called a bloat of hippos. Now hippos, their bodies are so dense that they don't really float or swim. Rather, they kind of just sink to the bottom of the water, and then they'll like walk along the bottom of the water to get through. It kind of looks like a slow motion gallop. They do that instead of swimming, and they're pretty good at it since they can hold their breath for up to 12 minutes at a time. 12 minutes. But keep your eyes down here to our left, folks. We're going to see the Nile crocodiles. These crocodiles are the largest of the crocodilian species. They can live to be over 40 years old and weigh up to 500 pounds. Although their diets consist mostly of fish, they do have powerful enough jaws to attack prey that's a lot larger than themselves. In the wild, they have been known to attack zebra, wildebeest, antelope, small hippos, and sometimes even other crocodiles. Alright, so over to our right, we're pulling up next to this big Baobab tree. This tree is commonly known as the tree of life due to its ability to survive long periods of drought, and it does that by conserving water in that large trunk. It's also nicknamed the upside down tree because it kind of looks like the roots are sticking up in the air. But lo and behold, we are approaching the West African Savannah. This savanna is home to millions of migrating animals each and every year. The savanna landscape is highly influenced by the animals that are currently here inhabiting it. Like for instance, the antelope, they like to mow the grass. Elephants, they will knock over trees when they try to use them as scratching posts. And if you look out on the savanna, we're going to see a lot of tree leaves that start right around the same height. That's the height of the giraffe who eat those leaves. So getting us started on the savanna, off here to our right, we're going to see those Maasai giraffe. Giraffes are of course the tallest land animals. A group of giraffes is called a tower of giraffes. These specific giraffes are Maasai giraffes. Maasai giraffes. Giraffes are born right around 6 feet tall when they're first born, and then they'll grow to be up to about 16 to 20 feet tall when they're fully grown. So if you look over here to our right, you can see how all these leaves, they kind of start right around the same height. So you can always tell which trees the giraffes like to eat off of the most, because the leaves never get below like 20 feet off the ground. And over here to our left, if you look just to the right of that cave opening over here to our left, you're going to see some sleepy African wild dogs. African wild dogs, they are the most successful hunters on the savanna. They have an 80% success hunting rate, which is so much higher than lions or any other big cats. They're also called the painted dogs because it kind of looks like their coats have been painted on them. But they're hanging out just to the right of this cave over here to our left. You can see one just got up. Alright, so coming up here to our left, we're going to see the sable antelope over here to our left. Sable antelope are one of the only type of antelope that even attempt to fight back predators who attack them because they have those really great big horns. Of course, we have several more giraffes kind of scattered around all over. So giraffes, they are mostly gentle creatures, but they do have powerful legs and powerful kicks as self-defense, so much that lions and other predators, they rarely attack adult giraffes. Because of those long, powerful legs, they can also run pretty fast, up to about 40 miles an hour, but they can't maintain high speeds for too long, so they usually just cruise right around like 10 miles an hour. Coming up over here to our left, we're going to see one of the largest type of antelope called the Patterson's eland. There's two of them hanging out over here to our left. So here they are. So these are the Patterson's eland, one of the largest type of antelope. They're known for those really unique spiral horns. And these two are actually brother and sister, these two eland. They're siblings. So surprisingly, giraffes, they only get about 30 minutes of sleep a day, 30 minutes of sleep. And they don't even take all that sleep at once, they just get little naps here and there throughout the day. But they do spend about 20 hours out of the day eating, walking around, and looking for more food. Ooh, I see a Hartman's Mountain Zebra, two of them I think over here to our right. I think there's three of them actually. So Hartman's Mountain Zebras, As you can see, they have black noses. That's how we know they are black with white stripes, because the color of the zebra's noses indicates the color of their actual skin. Like zebras with pinkish noses, those are the zebras that are white with black stripes. A group of zebras is called a dazzle of zebras. Both giraffes and zebras, they have unique animal prints that's unique to every single individual animal. It's very similar to how we humans have unique fingerprints. Alright, so over to our right, you guys, we're going to see an African elephant. African elephants are, of course, the largest land animals. Looks like he's having some breakfast over here to our right. Elephants have pretty sensitive skin, so they like to fling dirt and mud on their backs. And that acts as like a natural form of sunblock. So that's why you'll oftentimes see that elephants have a lot of dirt on their backs. It's kind of just like their skincare routine. Depending on their size and their age, elephants can eat up to 300 pounds of food each day. Unfortunately, though, a lot of our animals, such as those African elephants, they do suffer from habitat loss in the wild, and that's because a lot of their habitats contain a key mineral that is mined and used to make small electronics. That mineral is known as coltan. But one way you can make a difference to help prevent future habitat loss is by recycling your cell phones, laptops, tablets, and any other small electronics to really help prevent habitat loss for a whole lot of African animals. Over to our left, we'll get some more views of some African elephants over to our left. Now these elephants, they do live in matriarchs, meaning that the eldest females are in charge of their groups. Elephants use their large trunks for just about everything that elephants do, such as eating, drinking, breathing, communicating, and swimming. There are more muscles in an elephant's trunk than in the entire human body. They have extremely strong and powerful trunks. So we're also about to be passing through more of those baobab trees. Another reason why these trees are called the trees of life is because in the event of a severe drought, the animals, especially the rhinos and the elephants, they know that they have a source of water in these trees. If they need it, all they have to do is like ram up their horns or their tusks and puncture holes in the tree, and that's how they can get some water, especially in the event of a severe drought. It really saves them. And then animals without horns or tusks, like say zebras, they can go into those punctured holes that the elephants made and also get water for themselves too. So really helps and saves a lot of wildlife, these baobab trees. Another really effective way they're able to conserve water is by remaining leafless 9 months out of the year. But during the 3 months of the year that they do have leaves, elephants love to snack on those leaves. The oldest baobab tree in existence, the oldest one, is believed to be about 1,000 years old, but that tree is located in South Africa. And there are some tribes in Africa that believe it's a lot older than even just 1,000 years. But look over to our left, you're going to see some more elephants munching on something back there. So down here on our left, we're approaching, looks like some sleepy flamingos. These are called the greater flamingos. They are the largest and the lightest shade of pink of the entire flamingo species. They get their pink coloration from the tiny brine shrimp that they eat. Flamingos are actually gray in color when they first hatch, and then they'll develop that pink coloration about 1.5 to 2 years into their lives. A group of flamingos is called a flamboyance. A flamboyance of flamingos. It looks like they have not woken up this morning yet. This right here is personally one of my favorite views of the safari, especially when you can see the elephants back there. Alright, so I don't know if you can see him, but way back there on the right, you can kind of see the backside of that white rhino walking away. We'll hopefully we're going to come around and get another view of them over there, but those are white rhinos that we're hopefully going to get to see. Rhinos in general, they have an excellent sense of hearing, horrible sense of sight. Rhinos can't see that well, and they can charge up to about 30 miles an hour. So it's pretty fitting, I think, that a group of rhinos is called a crash of rhinos. So we're approaching this large stone structure ahead of us. This thing is called a kopie. Kopies are found in nature and are what inspired Pride Rock from the Lion King. Pride Rock is a kopie. The lions use these kopies as a vantage point to look for their prey, but mostly just to sleep, because lions spend 16 to 20 hours every day sleeping or resting. A group of lions is called a pride of lions. Well, I don't see any lions yet, but you can kind of start to see the white rhinos up here on the right. Yeah, so here are the rhinos. Look at them. Aww. Rhinos, unfortunately, they are critically endangered because of humans who poach them for their keratin horns. Keratin is just the same substance that makes up our human hair and nails. It has no scientific value whatsoever. Alright, let's see if we can see these lions up here on our left. And, oh man, I think I see the top of his mane. He's like laying in the middle. You just can't really see him like at all, but for those of you that have cats at home, you know that cats love to sleep and they love to hide. Big cats are no different. I swear the hardest animals to find on the safari are the lions and the cheetahs, because they're always hiding or sleeping, or both. Alright, so look over to our left through the bushes here. To our left, you're going to see that warthog walking around back there. Warthogs are actually the largest burrowing animals. They like to burrow backwards into their old nests, so they always have their razor-sharp tusks ready to protect themselves. Alright, once again over here to our right, we're going to see all these rhinos right here having some breakfast. these are white rhinos, and they get their name from the Afrikaans word weit, which is translated to actually mean wide, not white, because black and white rhinos are actually about the same color. They're both grayish. These white rhinos just have a much wider mouth, and they're about 1,000 pounds bigger than black rhinos. Ooh, down here on the right, we're going to see some eggs. These are real ostrich eggs right here to our right, real ostrich eggs. A single ostrich egg weighs about the same as a dozen chicken eggs. They're very heavy and very sturdy eggs. Alright, for the grand finale of our safari tour, where are they? We usually have Nigerian dwarf goats. Oh, I think they're all over here. Here they are, the Nigerian dwarf goats. These little goats, they have an excellent sense of balance, which makes them excellent climbers, and they produce a large amount of goat milk for goats of their small size. So for dairy farmers, they're very economically valuable goats. Look how cute they are. Well, the Harambe Wildlife Reserve, like other reserves throughout Africa, we work to engage folks like you in conservation. There are so many ways to get involved with conservation, but a good start is by supporting our Disney Conservation Fund. This fund helps to protect wildlife in wild places, because unfortunately, a lot of the animals we just saw, they are endangered or critically endangered because of habitat loss or poaching or both. And the Disney Conservation Fund works to prevent habitat loss and poaching. So if you're interested, you are able to make a donation to our fund at several of the merchandise locations here in Animal Kingdom. But if you just want to learn more about our animals and the animal keepers, you should check out The Magic of Disney's Animal Kingdom on Disney+. It's a docu-series that talks about animals all over Walt Disney World. And once again, it's called The Magic of Disney's Animal Kingdom on Disney+. So check it out. It's pretty cool. If we have any Wilderness Explorers on board, you guys will want to know that you have been riding the Simba 1. Simba 1 for Wilderness Explorers. Now here in Harambe, we don't like to say goodbye. We feel that's far too final, because we do hope you come back and see us again someday. So instead of goodbye, we say Kwaherini. And Kwaherini means go well. So Kwaherini friends, go well, go wild, go make a difference out there. My name is Audrey. Thanks for joining us here today at Kilimanjaro Safaris.